What's going down, everyone? And if you're joining, we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned face-off. And what we're going to be doing is two different contenders. For most of you that understand the analytics, and you can see that I'm chilling in the brand new YouTube studio, we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff for as far as the way things are going to be breaking down. Now, first and foremost, if you have 2 minutes to kill, that is the best time that you can always influence with a creator or yourself. The YouTube algorithm in general and the AI, the way it reads stuff, it loves when you spend about roughly 2 minutes. That's all you need in order to generate about a 2.5 CTR rate, give or take, hit and miss. The percentage here and there. But one of the bigger things that you can kind of see is, and I'll bring this down just a tiny bit so you can see what I'm seeing right here and over a little bit, so you can see the overlay that I have right here. So I'm going to unfortunately cut down a little bit of the YouTube situation over there, but you can see that I'm running, there's a stat bar right on top, which is part of VidIQ's breakout, and they have a like really cool stat bar. I got the pleasure of meeting Rob when I was at VidCon this year. Most charming fellow I've ever met and very knowledgeable. Now I'm going to be comparing both of the programs with SEOs, tags, as well as a confirmational point of breaking down the system with a few creators that I have. We're going to showcase a lot of situations that's going to give more people insight on how to utilize the analytics, but more importantly, how to generate an organic foot traffic. You can see on top where it says 47. So every 60 minutes, I'm at least generating a base of like around 40 to like 50 naturally. I don't have to do anything. I've got a catalog of videos and a pretty good like baseline of great community members that are there that help me, but I'm always reaching out to other situations, and Google search is one of the bigger portions and key. So let's go ahead and pop the bubble since we're about 2 minutes inside of here, and I'm going to showcase a creator, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how the program breaks down. Now, who I'm showcasing right here is Technical Genius. I can go ahead and move myself, and quite frankly, let's see here. Let me get myself. No, bad page, bad. But let me go ahead and bring that over. I don't really need to click these. I'll bring those up in a quick second. But what I do want to bring is this right there. That should be pretty much good enough, give or take a few bells and whistles. And move. Hey, stop it. OBS, why are you revolting? Come on, stop being punk, or I'll start looking at another OBS program. There you go. That's all I had to say. I'll go up here. I'm not really that important for this video. I'm not the hero of the story. The hero of the story is VidIQ and TubeBuddy. And at the end of this video, you will be able yourself, in order to take a chance to utilize these free programs. Now you can pay for the programs. Now what I would say is go ahead and just, even if you don't pay for the programs, go through the affiliate links that I have directly inside of the description. That generates me a little bit more repertoire between both of those companies, because I like both, and both are very ingenious about the way that they function and their technicalities. Now, as you can see that I conveniently have, one of the things that I thought that TubeBuddy does boss-like is that they let you compare channels instantaneously. So I can see that this person has roughly almost about 1,000 videos, 950 to be exact, give or take the next upload they go to. They have about a base of 1,000, about 1,600 subscribers, and the view traffic of that. So you look at a situation like that and you look at the likes and everything, but one of the things that I see straight off the bat is hashtags. And it will allow you to see the ranking, and I went ahead and already searched for the ranking at that point in time, and nothing ranked. Now I know that this individual also is utilizing a PlayStation 4 in order to stream this out, because if you look right here, you see the hashtag PlayStation 4 Live. That is one of the integrated ones that they have in their algorithm to utilize it, which is actually quite powerful, because if you click it, it's going to tell me like a nice little cool things. Now this is where it gets fun. This is the analytic breakdown that you want. This is how you get organic freaking breakdown, is because the tags. Look at that target range right here. The lowest video found on the topping rank of that video, give or take, right? That's going to tell you that only about 206 is all you really need to kind of start ranking and give or take inside of that. And you can see mine, I have an insane amount of videos, but I average, even with that insane amount of videos, around 182 per video, which isn't that bad, because I think I have roughly almost about 2,300 give or take right about nowadays. It's crazy, it keeps going. But this is also going to tell you a little bit other things right here for as far as like the average, but this is where I'm Work in turn, hashtag of videos in search. How much is your competition when you're looking at that? Now, looking at these portions right here where you can kind of see, okay, I definitely got competition weight in there. I got optimization strength, but the search volume's not digging it. So let's go ahead and take away this hashtag and see what it ranks again real fast. Because one of the things that you'll have to see is sometimes when you're looking at these things, you have to look what it's telling you right here. So if I went for PS4 Live, right, let's see what it yields. For as far as like, I don't know why it's lately been doing that. I think the integration of TubeBuddy and that at the same time is just horrible. Now look at the difference. Now what I just did there, search volume, it's up to 69 million, but searches per month. Look at the foot traffic that's right there. So how do we make that better? What you need to start looking for is keywords. And those keywords, for me, is putting a year inside of there. Oh, snap, son. Look who's at top of the chart at 13 million out of everyone and beating the charts. This is how I get top ranks. I hate to say it, and I love VidIQ and I love TubeBuddy, but I am better at writing hashtags than both of those programs. And the only reason why I know that is because I've had programs analytically look at my stuff and then I'm able to do stuff like this. So if I'm able to beat 13.5 million people in the search results at an 85% chance better than people seeing me, well, guess what? I just captured over the average of 6. I just gained myself about 172 people that I know that are probably more than likely going to click that if I have a really good convincing thumbnail that showcases what I'm doing, and the AI of YouTube is reading that. It's crazy. They literally told us that at VidCon. Like, on a real talk, hold on real fast. Like, I need to break this down real fast so we can have like a little nice, I guess, cut between the break. Is that one of the things that I learned physically when I was at VidCon was that it is getting smarter, where the DLL inputs, as the API input is starting to get insanely more heavier. It will tell your emotion, it'll tell you what shirt you're wearing. Like, if it was looking at me right now in this real talk and this was the thumbnail, it'd be like Rick and Morty, Lost, Goonies, Buddhist, badge, green shirt, dude with long hair, looks like Tony Stark, goatee. These are the, I don't know if I'd really look like Tony Stark, but I'm just throwing it out there that it would start looking at that down to the, like, the physical portion of the way that I look in a situation and just trying to fit me with the tags that I'm putting inside there. So that's why it's insanely important when you're looking at tags that you want to have a triple threat. And that's one thing that I learned from VidIQ that TubeBuddy unfortunately does lack in certain areas. Again, both of the programs are very great, and I influence all creators to at least download both and get their opinion. Now myself, I started on TubeBuddy and I've been doing it for roughly about a year. So I mean, I'm not trying to come off as biased as that I like them a lot. They just taught me how to utilize trends and tags, what is trending, how to chart out, and just confirmation of what I was doing, which was tapping in correctly. So I mean, all these things in combine, you can tell if he put that in 2019, he's probably going to shoot up on his view count. Now, one of the beautiful things, if you are just like Technical Genius and utilizing your system in order to stream out like this, you can really step up your game by understanding that once you start trending on one network, you're also trending in another network. You're utilizing the PlayStation network on top of the YouTube engine in order to maximize 2 stream networks at the same time. So that's why an SEO, which is your title, is insanely important when you come down to situations like that and in just in general. So I mean, if you look at this again, so if he loaded up all his, and again, you have up to 500 characters that you can do, and there's probably about almost, if I had to take a wild guess, almost about 420, give or take 430 tag characters that are missing from this, that you can create a general volume, because you got to look at like hashtags like space. And in space, anything that has gravity is going to pull things to it. So if you can take time and space and bend it with a hashtag, you're winning. What you need to do is not let the online make you the puppet. You need to make online your puppet to your channel to make it dance for you when you're not there for other people to see what's going down. So, I mean, if I'm looking at this and their title, Technical Genius is a very great guy. And I love him as a streamer, personally, myself. If I get some time, I definitely check him out on his channel. But when you look at this, like the title, that's not going to get you anywhere, unfortunately. You're missing a relevant date. So what I'll do is I'll pull up something that I have. Like, let's see here. I have here. So for instance, one of the top ranking videos that I have on my channel. Now you'll notice that I'm utilizing the old school portion of the YouTube analytics for the Creator Studio. I love it personally myself. It's way easier to manipulate things and do things as a creator and steamroll stuff. I don't hesitate. I am constantly streaming and I just don't have time for bog time. Like time is one of the most valuable assets in this life, and I've learned that very fast with being a social creator. Now look at this. Look at my top charts right here. I literally, every single tag up until right here, I am #1 on the carousel. I am #1 in the search bar. I've killed it right now with all these situations. Now, if you look at this, I'm going to show you now the breakdown of the face-off. We want to see the face-off of, well, what's VidIQ's, right? Now, I personally like VidIQ, but this is where I think their program is very drastically lacking. And again, I like them a lot because A, they have a really brilliant creator and a brilliant team that's grinding with them. And nothing against TubeBuddy. This video is not to slander or pick, apart or pick sides, even though it says face off and versus. This is more likely to compare the tags, the SEOs, and the basic points of what you are looking like in thumbnails in order to create those and what the programs are going to be utilizing. Because in the boost system, which they gave me for free for a month to check out, which it's sad to say, I'm probably not going to stick with it just because there's nothing really that they can offer me besides something that I already know. So I'm not going to pay someone for that. Like I can write better hashtags than them. And like, I'll show you what I mean in a quick second. So looking at this, it's going to tell me related things. It's going to tell me the overall weight. Now, if you look at the overall weight, it says search volume, all that stuff. It doesn't seem like I would hit a lot of traction. But on this video, I gain roughly about 500 views a day, purely just from this video. In a given week, I can average close to about 5,000, give or take, depending if it's like a hot point in sale on the PSN. And it's relevant. People were typing in that SEO on Google search, which is giving you. Now, this is a fun fact. One thing that I will bring up, and we're going to go to Google, which is pretty fun. So you'd be surprised. This search engine is the result of 60% of YouTube's foot traffic. Surprising, right? So when you get down to, let's just say, Uncharted, right? No, that's not what I wanted to go for. Give or take. And this is what I mean by the carousels. You see this right here? That's what you call the carousel. That's what I rank in all the dang time. But look at what it is. PlayStation is killing it. Why are they killing it on the YouTube carousel? Well, because they're utilizing really good trendable hashtags that are just utilized over and over again. Now, when 6%, that is 6% of the foot traffic from this search engine equates to 60% of the foot traffic in YouTube, you can start to understand utilizing these carousels on top of having a page that is relevant, on top of having just your own situation that are just sharing the videos around, because YouTube will look into these things as it's trying to find you on the web and find relevant sources directly inside of it. Now, another thing to go back, technical geniuses, and one of the reasons why I'm showcasing creators in this is what the AI algorithm is looking at past the tags and past this video is looking at a pure chunk of, are you talking about other people pointing creators? And then all of a sudden it sees, oh, hey, well, these people are relevant. There's foot traffic between both of them. Well, now their community members may be suggested my content or vice versa. And I can prove that because one of the cooler things that happened to me, and we're going to the analytics, was I was at Comic-Con this year, which was amazing. I had such a fun time, which I pulled up right here. Within my view count, and you can see my hashtags are kind of garbage right now, but during the time of Comic-Con, I was on the top of the carousel, just kicking it. People were coming into me. I averaged roughly about almost like 300 to 400 people like live just chilling in the chat room, with at least an end cap of about 6,000 people that watched within about roughly about 3 hours, which wasn't that bad. So in that portion, you can see that I'm still ranked a little bit in there, and I might rework these tags to make them a little bit more relevant in that situation, but you can see that I already have the video boosted. That is one of the things that they have directly here. So you can look at here and it's going to give you some relevant tags. Now this is part of their boost program, because otherwise when you go into another situation, so say for instance, let's see, did I boost this one yet? Yes, I did boost that one. Where is it? Patch notes. I know I boosted that one. And then I don't think I boosted this one. Prime example, the last rage situation, which we have here. Now look at my actionable situations. I kill it. And I also do kill it directly with my SEO, which isn't that bad. Now, I could maximize that a lot more, because your range of SEOs, you roughly want it between 40 to 60 characters. You want to have a catchy title. You want to have your keywords directly in the front, as you can kind of see where I have the word new, which is a very hot keyword that helps you balance out your SEO on the situation. So you can look at this when you rage 2. I'm putting the current relevant update directly inside of there. Putting story so people know it's not anything directly past that, but then I put the part 9, and then I start utilizing a string of hashtags. Now that's actually kind of cool. If a lot of people don't know you can do that, you need to start doing that. Hashtags are relevantly going to be inside your SEO, and basically what you're going to start doing, which I learned from TubeBuddy, is to become a triple threat. So if it sees these and you talk about it here in the description and your hashtags are right there, now look at that. Look how well I'm ranking at that and what is going on right here. I only have 42 views, but yet somehow I'm killing it on the carousels and I'm killing it on rankings, because I know what to type in. I know what to look at directly inside of there for the SEOs, even when I don't feel like TubeBuddy's really cutting it. And that's one of the things where, like, I feel like TubeBuddy right there, that's just all those greens, those are TubeBuddy. Then VidIQ will take a second and reanalyze everything directly and tell me another score directly right after it. Now, one of the cool things that you can kind of look into, personally myself, I feel like TubeBuddy gives you way more of a better free demo, but I feel like VidIQ caters to you more when you pay directly. They do a great job with the boost, because I get emails all the darn time from all their things asking if I need help or if anything's relevant. They're trying to really make you a creator, and their whole boost system is supposed to get you roughly about 2 times more the views. I just did that because I went to VidCon and I learned a few more extra secrets that I was just like, holy crap, I didn't think it would work. And then I tried it and I was like, holy crap, it totally worked. That was amazing. But the point that I'm getting at, before I go off too much on a tangent, I've already kind of showcased what I have here, right? We can see that we've had SEO to SEO, right? Now I'm going to show you something even better. Now, personally myself, both of the programs are running right now, and you can kind of see the general point that they'll give you other similar portions of what's going down. Now, if I back out at this, what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to take a time and I'm going to just turn off this extension real fast. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop it like it's hot. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my page. And there's my analytics. We'll go to that in just a second. But here I am at Comic-Con, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit a refresh. The only difference about running both of these programs is you will have to turn off an extension in order to do it, if you choose to do it the way I'm doing it personally myself. Now, I like it this way personally, because if you look at all these situations, we're going to go ahead and take a look at my tags now. Now it's only going to pull up TubeBuddy, because it's not going to try to like take over there. So now look at the foot traffic again. Videos in search result. I have a lot of competitiveness at that point in time. Averages you versus the top ranks. I'm not too bad. And again, I do rank a little bit higher. That's why I'm about halfway through. So it is still relevant for me to do that. Now let's go ahead and take out the word live, because technically I'm not live anymore. Does that make it go up or make it go down? Now, if you can look inside of this situation and we look at like where it ranks poor, it's like, damn, that wouldn't be really good. But no, actually, they're wrong. And this is why I can read it better than they can. And I hate to say it, the tags they give you right here are kind of generic sometimes, and it mimics what I'm putting into it to feed me back better ones as it compiles into it. So I'm only making the system better by being really good at this. So the point that I'm getting at, the reason why I say that this is bullcrap right now is A, we can change this keyword to make it more powerful, but I'm looking at this. Look at that. That is 45,000 chances for you roughly to have someone hit that. And if the lowest portion right here is right there, you're still going to gain some foot traffic. I have a better chance of probably taking a chance and probably gambling a little bit and letting it acquire it. Because what happens is, say for instance, I sit myself in the chart and one person finds my video, right? and they watch the whole 4 hours. Forking. Yeah, that's right. They dig into like dinner, just fork it all in there. They're like, watching all 4 hours or 3 hours, right? What they just did was raise my ranks now. The CTR is going to go up. Maybe they would drop a comment, say, hey, I really liked how, you were at Comic-Con. Again, relevant. The YouTube AI is reading that. They're looking for that. So being interfacing with your community in comments and being relevant about what you were talking about is huge. And I'm going to get into that in a second. I have great creators, but there are times and points where we as creators get so caught up in life that we forget that the effect and cause can destroy CTR. But again, it's not technically destroying it because YouTube has a whole algorithm with weeding out spam and just like they're a whole situation. But we'll get into that in a second. I just want to tease that a little bit. The point that I'm getting at right here is now we have tags. Now we have gravity. Now we have unweighted versus weighted. Now this is what you're going to see if you're in the portion of just the not paid. It's not going to really show you the unweighted versus weighted. Now personally, I really don't care about that thing on the bottom. Just telling me kind of something I would have already known myself. This is what I'm more concerned about. So the free program on TubeBuddy is insanely good. I recommend it. And I also recommend VidIQ. But I mean, for me, I started with them and it's very fluid. And again, I'm not trying to make this a biased review. I'm trying to judge both of them on their strengths and cons on the title that we actually have directly inside of this. So moving on past that situation where we've gotten ourselves into more of a, now we're starting to see more of the tags and you're finding keywords. Now understand, remember I put the city, Comic-Con, and the year relevant, all strong keywords in order to generate a huge foot traffic of creators and a huge foot traffic of people. But look at the search volume. That's what I want. If you can kill it like right here, that means you're almost guaranteed stuff. So again, now that I've refreshed that and I've shown you guys and gals a video that I did at that point in time, what I want to point out is go right back to what I was talking about, the recirculation, analytically speaking, right? So reaches, we're looking at a situation of what's going down. So if we're looking at right here for as far as the impressions and everything, my CTR is insane right now. It's actually really good. I'm like roughly about a 9.2. So 9% of people that see my thumbnails or see my content are clicking it. It's good. The average is about 2.5. So the more you gain up, the more that the content will be spread across the AI as it kind of gets a little bit smarter. But the point that I'm trying to get at is I want to see the suggested. Like, I feel like there is one thing that I am missing in this point that I want to try to like point out that shows you how the foot traffic works directly. Let's see here. Top videos, top end. It's like top suggested, which usually comes into by audience. Think. Because all this is really great, by the way. If you guys and gals have not checked out the analytical programs that they have inside of YouTube, this is what makes the Creator Studio insanely good. It's not really good when you're looking at other things when it's just like normal stuff. Like I feel like the live and all these other situations kill it when it comes down to the portions of the way that they are looking at. Now, I'm trying to look at suggested where it tells you who's sharing your content, because what I was getting at and the reason why I brought up Comic-Con is if anyone has not checked out I think it's Yellow Pages Entertainment, and I have him directly linked in that situation, which I can always go right back and see if I can just pull up his page right there. Let's see here, Yellow Productions. That guy was also there. He had a base of 140,000 people. So that means 140,000 people got notifications, give or take, if the peak of YouTube didn't block that, which there are peak times you want to upload. It's just like LA traffic. You're not going to get to where you want to go if you go during traffic hours when everyone's uploading. So that's just the way it works. But so let's just say this person at this point in time, the way that they've actually physically been able to kind of like get into it. So let's say I only had 2,500 at that point in time that got notifications. And yet when it looked at like the CTR and their views versus my views, I got more, give or take. And they have more community point. But what I did was when I couldn't go to the event during the rest of the weekend, I reached out to him, started funneling people to his site. And remember when I mentioned the whole creator to creator? It's just why Jay's 2 cents and Gaming Nexus are sharing content. Linus and everyone else, that is the trick. if you want to grow your channel right now and you really want to funnel people into in and out, right? You need to start utilizing other creators in that situation that are alike tastes and have the time to work on these projects. Because I mean, don't just rush out into like this one person, just, you know, weigh the playing field. Like what I did. I reached out to him, he reached out to me. This person's way bigger than me, but guess what happened? YouTube saw that. 9% of people that were his community started getting suggested to my community point. I gained a whole bunch of people from his community because of that. And YouTube, even like in its analytical point, went, hey, by the way, this person is suggesting your video, and it had his video at Comic-Con. And I was like, that's cool. So because I helped funnel, it helped funnel right back. And that was just like a nice little snippet of what I can tell you guys and gals of what's going to make a difference inside of there. Now, there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't see why it's not showing me the breakdown of why I wanted to actually end up showing me. I guess it just keeps refreshing, give or take. But we're going to go into another portion of what's going down for like SEOs. And we're going to go ahead and break that down a little bit more proportion. Now, as you can see how well I break this down across the board, you really want an optimization like that. But I'm not doing really well when it comes down to keeping it short. I have a big tendency of keeping it a little bit longer than what it's supposed to. So I need to start functionally start looking at these goals in order to finally minutely bring it down, tighten it. I want to be around 60 to 70. That's all the characters I want. That's the golden zone, the Goldilocks zone. Now, there has been argument that you can go above 100 and that will somehow do it, but that's kind of impossible considering it goes up to 100. And the only way I've ever been able to do that is I glitched it out by hitting a Control V, which pasted something over it and it had more characters, but it won't save. So I don't know how they got the analytic data at VidCon, and I don't find any validity to it, quite frankly, to myself. So it's useless to me because I can't use it. But what I can use is that golden zone. And to show what that golden zone looks like, let's see here. As you can see right here, I'm getting lower. This video has close to 44,000 views on it, right? And again, I'm ranked up all right here. So let's hit a refresh, and I'll show you guys and gals a lot of what I am killing it when it comes down to situation of little points. Let's see here. And then let's see, how do you suggest, e.g., how to connect people to your channel to someone else? That's a great question, Nancy, and thanks for joining. What you could do is like what I did. I reached out to Yellow Productions and left a comment on him and said, hey man, I had a really great success because of my Comic-Con walk around, and it's all thanks to you because I watched his stream from the prior year and I saw that he got access to the con's Wi-Fi. I learned that from his stream, so that's why I subscribed to him, because I was like, you've given me knowledge, and that is good enough for me to want to subscribe to you. So when I took that, I had a very successful, insanely good thing. So I wanted to thank him, and I couldn't be there. And there was people going like, hey, are you going to be there tomorrow? Are you going to be there throughout the weekend? We want to watch your stream. And I was like, no, go check out this guy. I know he's there the whole weekend. So I hit him up on a comment and just told him that. And then I put his link and his description in the description. That is enough for the AI algorithm, because what the AI algorithm is going to do is look at, oh, hey, okay, so I see that he reached out to him. I see that his description shows that Yellow Productions is there. It has a link, and Yellow Productions has come to my page. And if you look at my VidCon video, which has horrible foot traffic, he left a comment. He was like, oh, I was there too. So YouTube instantly knew we were people that conversed. We were like, okay, this wasn't like an under 2 minutes, which I'm going to show you something really fast. And this is how you can tell. And okay, I'm going to showcase another creator real fast. Black Wolf is a great person. I pretty much like his channel. He's been a really cool cat that's been like with my channel for a good second, and always been kind of coming in here and out. But one of the things that, like, why won't his page load? That is like ridiculous right now. What's going on here, little buddy? It's all right. You can do it. You can do it. Maybe not. It's like Linus Tech Tips, like destroying what's going on here. Like I'm not quite sure why. Okay, well, let me close down one portal because I've already showcased text. Let's go over here. I don't get what's going on here. This is like really ridiculous. But all right, let's go to another portion. I'm gonna go to Linus, see if we can't refresh that, see if it won't work a little bit. And I'll keep talking about directly like what I'm trying to get at with the portion of the way it shares. So because of the foot traffic and the generalization of what ended up happening in a situation, YouTube recognized it. and they were able to quickly make adjustments in order to shift his community and suggest it. And I've noticed that because now, like for instance, Gamers Nexus and J2 Sense, they've been like doing a lot of collaboration. Now I'll see it's like, hey, by the way, people that watch this also watch this. YouTube instantly suggests it. So this is another point where I'm going to close this in a second, and I'll show you exactly what I'm meaning about for as far as like my fix, right? So this one's my top ranked video. I kill it when it comes down to Spider-Man. When we look right here and I hit a reload, I don't know why it's taking so freaking long, my friends. Interweb's just being a jerk, right? I'm calling you a jerk, Comcast, Xfinity, Crapfinity. But anyway, so now I'm just basically down to the TubeBuddy. And I'll put the VidIQ in a second, but I need to do this in order to showcase. So we look at here, I'm fair, but I also kill it. Out of that search, I am the competition. So even though it gives me, again, like I said, where I was like that low, I predicted it. I made content that people wanted to see, and people enjoyed it, and they at least liked it. Because if you look at the likes, almost 351 likes. I think my average analytical point of people watching it is roughly about 1 minute and 43 seconds, because that's where the basic fix is introduced. And people are, oh, okay, that's what fixed it. I don't really need to, but they leave a like and they leave a comment, and it's got an insane amount of comments, almost like 400 comments that are directly pertained to that video. But guess what happened? When I put my last, like you can see right here, not really that good of like situations. And now I could boost this, but I only have 11 more and I kind of want to save those. But I can show you what the boost looks like right here with the Spider-Man patch update. Now I released this one literally at the very beginning of this month, end of last month. They updated and I was like, well, hey, it's been a few days. I got back from LA and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to cover this because I love it. And look what I did on my SEO. It is a perfect 70. I tightened it. I also used a little emoji to break it up. Like instead of using a breakdown, I just used that, which was uncommon on the web, which gives me more density. So looking at these portions, now looking at like what I'm ranking and everything, now let's run it with the extension back on, right? You can see how I'm kind of killing it with that situation, and I'll shut down some more. I don't need Google anymore. Maybe you're just being a little pain in the ass for me loading other things. I don't necessarily need the analytics. I don't need this one right now. I can shut that because I got down to my point of where I shared. Trying to shut down the browser points. See if I can do this. I kind of want to leave this open just a little bit so I can reload it and show you what I mean. Now, with that being said, you can see that I rank higher than what the system is telling me. And now we're going to let VidIQ, since it's going to do best practices. And again, this is another situation that you want to pay attention. I've got 9 out of the 14 best practices that what they're basically showing. You can show the completed and what's not and what it is. Shared to Twitter, basic points of sharing your content around to everyone, and just really trying to put a density to it on the interwebs. That's what you really want. And I know it's internet. I call it interwebs. It's my own thing. I'm making a Spider-Man joke here. I don't want anyone to like have a rage comment about that. I'm like, no, you can watch my rage videos. But look at the point. Like, it doesn't think that my tag volume is good enough. It thinks that my performance is so-so. But I kind of killed it and still killing it on one side of that situation. So I'm not going to believe that. Quite frankly, I think that this needs help. I think they really do need someone that's more dialed in their hashtag expertise. And no offense, they probably have a really great team, but when I can write stuff that gains this and I gain like really great peak values, there's no way in hell I'm going to change what I already have there to ruin the flow of what's going on. Now again, it could be because the killer thumbnail, which I think is not that killer, but I am pointing. And that's another situation that looks into people want to see the white of your eyes. They want to feel like they're more in tune with you. So having one person or two person, having someone pointing at something entertains people to psychologically want to click and entertain that situation. Now, what I'm getting at, now let's look at the comparisons between the two. It basically tells me that's trash. Am I going to change it? No, it's my #1 top ranking hashtag. Why would I change that? So you can kind of see like where their systems will give you a great analytical look, and you have to look into keywords. Personally, myself, if you're trying to find what's trending, if you're trying to find better hashtags to utilize inside your system, I would use TubeBuddy for just the basics. Now, if you want a great triple threat with a boost, that's why you want to utilize TubeBuddy. So with their boost program, you can see that it opens up this past the 3. It gives you all these weighted points. You can go to relevancy, you can go to score, you can go all these other things that basically kind of give you right there. Now, personally myself, when I put those in, these were where they ended up. They're on the bottom of the list. They never really ranked. They never really trended up. It did teach me that I needed to put more liked this and more like description. I didn't know about that. The AI reads that a lot. That's what I learned from them. See, look, it literally asked me, you should probably put this. So I'm gonna add it. And then I'm gonna hit save. Because now the AI algorithm is gonna read it a little better. Now again, don't just add a whole bunch of tags and make your description look like crap. Try to function it in like a paragraph or a sentence with the, Mad Libs, basically, with those words. That's what I will usually do in the description. But at the very bottom, you can always just put, YouTube language. Just write it down there just for it to be reading, and people will understand. It's like where you're coming from at that portion of time. Now, it's also going to ask you, this is a part of the boost program that they had for VidIQ, is it'll say can't download Spider-Man. It's literally saying that I should probably put that in there, and it'll give me a 21 more of the relevancy between my tags, and maybe raise some of my tags up so more people are giving more gravity. But again, I'm not doing that, because personally for me, Marvels has way bigger of a keyword search. Just think about that. Marvel. Everyone knows Marvel. That's why it's my #1 keyword term. I'm not going to change that. Like, unless someone told me for some weird reason that they know that they can guarantee it, and I will save a template. I literally have a template of my old school hashtags versus my new school hashtags. And that gave me so much cooler of a situation because I changed them just recently a little bit, and I doubled my freaking volume count because I took a risk. A lot of the tags that I recently had were more relevantly geared around a patch, because in the very end of this video I do showcase a patch. Blade Crowns, what's going down, man? I have no use for this stuff, but very interesting. Hey, if you ever get back into creation though, you can always reference this video and definitely be able to turn the page a little bit more faster for the situation. So, I could definitely go into that, but I know that Spider-Man and the PS4 and the DLC can't download. I could put can't right here. That might work. That might speed it up, but I'm not really ready to do that. Won't was beating the shit out of my old school hashtags. And this is another cool thing I like about it. So let's say I want to import something, right? All my hashtags are literally virtually saved right here that I can quickly remove, copy, and insert. It's pretty cool. I like that. Personally, myself, for TubeBuddy, they make it hella easy for me to be a creator and just streamline shit. It is insanely good and insanely efficient. So look at this. These are my old school. I literally saved this just in case I screwed my video up by changing my hashtags. I got scared. Matt got scared. I was like, I don't want to lose this because it's kind of my bread and butter right now for helping people, and I'm definitely not down. So you can kind of see, look at that. A lot of relevancies, or it was 2018. It was kind of garbage. It was a lot of garbage. And now you can kind of see right here. Now, one of the things I like about this is you can hit your sort. They're going to look through your ranking system. It's going to say, hey, I need to make this arrangement because right now this is more powerful. It knows that can't download the DLC is way more powerful. So with that being said, it's actually not that bad of a situation that I'm looking at right here, right? Maybe they are right. If that's my #1 hashtag and they're suggesting that, right? Maybe changing this might help. I might do that later on down the road, but I would like to, right now, just leave it because I've already doubled my foot count on this. So I don't want to mess with it, and I really want it to sink in gravity and let it situationally go in there. Yeah, seriously, the hashtags are I feel like hashtags are more important than what people lead onto in nowadays situations. And that's why I like pushing that situation of how much there has gravity between that situation. So I'm looking at all these, you know what I mean? And it's going to give me hey, again, it's not really teaching me much. You know what I mean? But looking at the SEO directly on top and that thumbnail, now let me showcase you something really cool. Looking at this, do you notice anything in particularly? Let's see here. We'll go to download image. That way we can see a bigger image of this real fast, right? Look at what I did here. Spider-Man is insanely big. The hero of the patch is right here and right here. I utilized 2 in order to back, put new, driver, update, the update again, so it's right next to it, and then patch notes right there. So I also turned up the contrast, the vibrance of the color, and I was taking a gamble because red is actually a pretty popular background. But when you look at that, that's where the AI algorithm read that, saw this, saw my success on this video, and probably started funneling people from that right over. I am my own competition. That is one thing that I learned, like when I was looking at, like, analytically speaking, and I can show you what I mean by that. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the inner portion of my VidIQ analytics. We're gonna take a hop and a skip on the .com. So here we are. This is TubeBuddy. No, this is VidIQ, and this is their home base that they give you in your analytics when you join their situation. Now, for me, it took me hella long. When I went to go see their subscribers, you know how long they made me wait? I literally had to wait a week before they could literally break down all of my freaking, like, channel breakdowns. And look at that. Top watch channels. I'm my own competition. Again, it's insane. I don't think I have natural competition. Look at that. It's insane. I literally fight myself because of the way I built my channel. Because I do patch notes, I do technological builds, I do game streamings, I do video log travels, I do how-tos, I do unboxings. I could go on for days. But when you build a network like that and you don't blow up overnight, that's when you become your own competition. So YouTube's just suggesting my own stuff against my own stuff. It's great. I've become my own worst enemy in the best way possible. But the point that I'm getting at is when you look at these situations, and you can look at the SEOs, and they kind of say, like, bulk titles, where it's like, okay, let's go ahead and break down. Again, this is a great situation where it's going to take a lot of the situation where it's saying, like, hey, let this, like, add, ignore, add, jailbreak. No, but how to jailbreak? Is that relevant to that? No. I would be pissed off as a person, as a viewer, if I typed that into the Google search, saw that as a new update, and was like, hey, there's a PlayStation, it says new, has a relevant thing, maybe they figured out how to break it into 6.72. Nope, that's clickbait. And that person's instantly going to dislike it, and they're probably going to leave in under like 15 seconds, which is going to destroy your CTR value because they're a real person. Because A, they interacted with your video, B, they dipped after 15 seconds, and C, they probably have a good running record where YouTube can see that in their analytics, where they're like, okay, this is actually a genuine person that actually is watching stuff. This isn't just like some random troll that's trying to ruin someone's account, which again, they will spam lock them, which I'm getting at. So let's go ahead and take a hop and a leap, since I've kind of showed a little bit more of this. And I like the subscriber point, because this did teach me once it did, because I'm across the world. 55% of my community comes from the States, and the other 45 comes from across the world. So hello everyone, that's the 45%, thank you. You are the reason why TubeBuddy freaked out and had to tell me my peak average is probably right around the current best time for me to post is 8 p.m. because I have so many random heat like peaks. And let's go ahead and break down descriptions. I thought this is pretty cool. You can kind of go into that when you want to go into things, but I thought I want to showcase this. This is pretty cool for people that are like on Facebook gaming, and for creators that will see this. You can not only do this for this, right? You can also do this for Facebook. I linked it to my Facebook. So it literally tells me my analytics, like from there, because the YouTube creation is way better than Facebook, but they're getting really cool actually lately. It's been really insane. So you can see the spike right here. This is what happened when I went to Comic-Con, where I had an insane, really great. Look at the suggested views though. 274 of those came from directly of the suggested views that the YouTube engine gave itself to give to me from Yellow Productions, because I utilized that trick in order to basically do it. And you see, like, it continues to taper, continues to taper, continues to taper. 816 views came from this like portion where people physically clicked it. It doesn't mean what they suggested. The impression point of suggestion is way different than the suggestion point of what people actually clicked and click-through rate. Watch, I mean, I KO Ken this month. It's insane. Like my rate, I have more females that are watching my channel, so the diversity of the gender is starting to grow, as well as the age analytic, which I thought was really cool. But a lot of that came from Comic-Con because so many diverse people like to watch that, and that's cool. I definitely dig that. But I gained a huge community growth in a wide spectrum of general points of analytics, which is cool. So I definitely do like that they have this situation. And one of the things that I think that like VidIQ kind of kills it at, and let's go ahead and go back. I'm going to close this down. I don't need this anymore because I've kind of referenced everything I kind of wanted to do with the Spider-Man. I don't know why you're asking me to save. Did I do something wrong? I feel, oh right, I changed this, the hashtags around. You have to do that every single time, or otherwise it trips the hell out. So back to my analytics, back to the Spider-Man patch notes, which was insanely good. Like 84, covered some basic stuff, but I was probably, because I was my own competition, it was like, oh hey, people watch this fix. Next suggested video, you might like his new patch notes. And they're like, oh shit, I actually might like that. There you go. That's why that was an instant success. That's why I killed it in the hashtags. That's why I killed it in the SEO and the description. Because this one, I just basically used all my VidCon tricks, thumbnail, to maximizing my situation with understanding the SEO, maximizing my description from what I talked to with getting information from Rob, from like that situation, as well as getting information from just general panels and like what's going down. Now I am going to be hosting a just thumbnail mastery. I'm not going to get highly into detail onto like what it is. I am going to showcase that in a little bit for most creators that want to kind of like look into it a little bit deeper. But let's go ahead and close this and see if I can't bring any more of the other creators. What are you doing? Why are you making me save? I might have hit possibly import, and that in general thing will trick YouTube into thinking that something has been saved, and it'll make you save it again. And I definitely don't need this again unless I wanted to click the boost again and try to go up again. It's not really the situation. Now, one thing I want to point out that I didn't mention before with TubeBuddies is you can hit the relevancy or you can hit score, and it'll show you two different things for as far as the way it goes in for refresh, but as well as sometimes it'll ask you to refresh. So keep an eye on this bar. That's pretty awesome. Now you can also go into their suggested portions right here, and it'll tell you like what's going on or relevant, what's going over here. But these are all my tags. Every single one of these are my tags. So it's insane that it's telling me my own tags. It's just like, we don't know what else to suggest you. We're going to give you your own stuff back again. I was like, you're not helping me. But you do let me type in shit to your engine and let me see what's trending and what is out there, what has gravity. That's how I do really well on YouTube nowadays, is because I just see like, hey, there's a lot of foot traffic right there and there's not a lot of like people that are like sharing stuff. I should probably use that. So trying to find the rarities. That cheetah got purple polka dots. Oh yeah. Now I really want to see a cheetah with purple polka dots. I think it'd be amazing. Anyways, I'm not getting on a tangent, as we should all journey to a zoo and see a really badass psychedelic ninja. Yeah, I don't care about that one. I'm just gonna go ahead and ditch that. So here we are, and now I'm back to the basics. Now I can go ahead and close that one again because I didn't know I opened that twice. And let's see if it'll let me load up this. Ah, yes! I had too many windows open and I was streaming in 4K and it was like, screw you, buddy. We are retired, even though I am a threadripper. You punk ass. It probably would sound French. I feel like it would eat organics and tell me to recycle more. Anyways, as I'm looking at this, so now this is kind of cool. You kind of see what I just did right there? Look at the like ratio. One of the things that I learned with like in VidCon is that you want a like ratio of about 80 to 20. So you want about, literally you want people to hate you, because it shows that you're human and that not everyone's going to like you. Just like when I showcased the other videos, there's 47 people that didn't like that like 44K Spider-Man because they probably just didn't get the answer they wanted, or they just wanted to do whatever they did. So I mean, it's really great. I made a vid in regardings to a game closed down. I released it last week of the game closing. It was my most watched video and found don't get many views. Oh, see, okay, so now that's what I would do. You see, I would go to that video, download like TubeBuddy, utilize the description links that I have there. You don't have to pay for anything, but if you end up paying for something and you go through those affiliate links, I actually get a kickback. This is the first stream ever that I am physically going to give people a chance to help me as a creator if they choose to buy these programs later on, because you can buy subscriptions or whatever you choose to do. I'm not telling you to do anything. You make your decision at the very end of this video. But you can download these for free through those links, and those are directly inside the description of this video. But the point that I'm getting at is, I personally would go to that video. I would look at where your hashtags are ranking, because it sounds like you killed it with your SEO. More than likely, you have a very good relevant SEO that's just like, hey, I totally see what's going on with this. I'm gonna go ahead and access this. But you also hit with that SEO is a hot topic. You wanna know why I killed it in San Diego? Because I knew everyone was going to be looking for it. I just made it easy for people to find it online. One of the things that I got talked to in that like live chat, and you can definitely look back, and I probably forgot a whole bunch of people's like comments because there was lit. It was crazy. There's so many comments that came in that damn thing. But it was so hard to find a San Diego Comic-Con stream, but mine was so easily found. So that's basically what it is. You hit traffic source to peak trend to SEO, and then once you get that into that portion of like the hashtags taking weight, you're going to be lifted up in that carousel as people are going to see you inside these videos. So I would definitely take analytically view of that video. I think you actually have a little a treasure trove of it, because not a lot of people are probably covering it, and you're probably killing it with the SEO. So look at what you did good in that video and maximize it. Could also be your thumbnail, looking at it and just having like a great things. Just look at what people were analytically looking at, and then go into the YouTube creator portion and pull up that video. Like for instance, I will come back to Black Wolves because I do want to showcase that. Go ahead and wait, but I'm getting that is, let's say for instance, I go to my videos, right? Let it load up real fast, and we're gonna go ahead and just pull up directly at any portion in time this video. Now this is obviously a different standpoint from what we're looking at when it comes down to the newer creation. Now I don't personally like it. I think it looks horrendous and it's just really not that appealing to me. But yeah, you can see this is a basic video right here at this point in time, and I can just go over here and go to analytics. Where are my analytics? I want my analytics on this video, right? Look, right here. Portion of right here where we're going up, typical portion, and it's predicting where I'm supposed to go as I'm hitting this zone. Now, I also made this video at a specific time because it trend locks after 90 days, and as you can see, this is expected to do way better after 90 days because the way I wrote it into it. But look at what happened, average portion. You want to look at right here. Check this out. So people smashed in, right? They're like, oh, I want this information, I want this information. So what happens at 1 minute and 16 seconds? What did I say? I told them where they could find the system that was exploited. Everyone flooded because they got the information they want. So that's one thing they tell you, like having like the thumbnail that has the finished product is actually really great because people want to get to that. It's the journey too. So you want to give people pops in the bubbles in the situation, but you also want to look at where your pops are in your analytics. This is an insanely good tool when you want to break stuff down and just to kind of like really get into it. Now I'm going to go ahead and sneak back into the classic. I think this is a great way to showcase some of the situational tools that VidIQ has on their boost program, which is really insane. And then I'll go ahead and break down one other thing correlated with Black Wolves that I want to point out because he's a great creator, but there is something that I want to point out in the situation. And no problem. I'm glad you're sticking around and giving me some view time. Your time is valuable to me, so I'm trying to make it easy for you too as well. So what I look at right now at this point in time is, you see these are not normal. If I was turning off VidIQ, these would disappear. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a point. Now I'm gonna hit an achievement. I want to see what it's gonna fetch for me because it's gonna tell me what my next set is, what I'm going for. It's kind of cool. It's like your progress report, right? So it's looking at me, the way that I'm hitting with like 2,000 subscribers. My pace is 3,000 by the beginning of next year. I think I'm gonna kill it. I've been gaining literally like 5 to 10 subscribers a day now because of the video content and what I've changed in my normal routine, and like it's been insanely cool. Like, so if you're new to the community and you're watching this, cheers, appreciate you. M7 community unite from the Gab7 channel. But you can kind of see I'm on pace for this before my birthday. Yeah. Oh no, it's a little after my birthday. But besides the point, I'm gonna literally probably get about 20,000 to 30,000 views. It's telling me within about 14 days. It's kind of insane, right? So it's kind of things you can kind of look at, likes to dislikes, hours watched, then suggested points. So that's kind of cool. And then it tells me, hey, look, this is my top one. My engage. This in general standpoint, by September, the end of this month, it's gonna get hit 50K. But I think it's gonna hit it faster than that because that video's boss. And I've been spreading it around a lot more better now that I changed the hashtags. So that's a great way to break it down. You can get a channel audit. I like that. That's kind of cool. You don't gotta, like, you know, setting your appointments up right here. So look at that. Last month was 91. This month, 141. The only thing I changed was the way that I upload stuff through thumbnails and a little bit more knowledge on the description of being a triple threat, and that's what came from it. Literally, I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the biggest things, and this is why I influence people, definitely watch the mastery thumbnail video that I put out, because it is literally the basic secrets that you wouldn't think were possible that are literally there. And there it is. This is what I was looking at. Top suggested, right there. Yes, this guy, that guy. That's how, look at this, plus 35. That is literally just from them analyzing it at that point in time. That's where I needed it. So VidIQ actually has a really great way of showing you top suggested, not owned. So remember that funnel trick I talked? Bam, evidence, proof right there. He is actually Rose. So he's killing it and sending me more people. I love the dude. Next year, I might even go up to him and be like, hey bro, we're both here. We should trade off as we're charging stuff and just send our community people over and over. And that would trip the system out. And in a great way of creators that people that do really great is like Paul's Hardware. He hosts a show, and I forget the other creator's name. You'll have to forgive me for drawing a blank. He's a great guy, super knowledgeable, has some kick-ass shades on. He wears glasses. But like they host a tech talk where they're just kind of like drinking and just having a fun time. And they give discounts, but they start on one channel and then they flood everyone into the other channel. So it literally causes YouTube to freak out and go, holy shit, I need to watch this, right? So you can kind of see like my view counts per hours. These are my double downs on where you're kind of looking at a situation. I'm 86% up. Look at that versus the last percent of the month. So my channel is pretty much kind of killing it. I've like more than doubled my foot traffic. And unfortunately, as much as I'd like to give that credit to the boost system, it's not. Yes, it may have given me common knowledge. Yes, it may have given me a few extra tips here and there. But the reason why I doubled this, and this is before they even did the channel audit, was because of the stuff I learned at VidCon. I literally just learned the basics of the industry, and I'm going to learn more the next year in order to super succeed that. So that's kind of a nice little breakdown. I like how it has that portions, like also bringing in polls and playlists. Look at that. My click-through rate on the polls used to be like a 1%. I literally went up by 30,000 like points if you really want to go from the 1%. But yes, 32% right there. That's a pretty good gain for me for a situation. You can see content that could use work. I definitely agree. I definitely maybe don't agree with that one because it definitely gets me things, but maybe I can make a better thumbnail and change it. Maybe make something kind of cool like that. That might be the situation of getting back online. But right now I am showcasing the hero of that. Red Dead Online is there. People can see that they're kind of getting on there, but they give you a portion of it. Low retention value at like portions right there where you can kind of make boosts, lowest views. And you can kind of look at the lengths in the situation. See right there, my average is 75. It's telling me, hey, you should do this. So these are actually pretty useful. And it's telling me I need about 50 hashtags, but don't always believe their hashtag system. I think for their systems, they just need a master hashtag creator. Like I would love to do that for either of their programs just because I'm really good at it. If I ever got offered a job from either of the companies, I would definitely take a consideration into actually looking into them. Just because I know it's both weak links for both of the companies, because when it goes down to suggested content, it's kind of garbage. I hate to say it that way. Like this is not too bad. Like TubeBuddies, when you get down to more of the relevancy and score, but if I remember correct, that comes with their bot program, which I remember correct. And you can kind of go into here. Oh, give me 1 second real fast. I need to do something off screen. We'll go to real talk. Going down, everyone. Give me a second. I'm just going to log into my account. I think it asked me for Google Access, and I'm just trying to keep it, you know, very chill. Waiting for TubeBuddy. Okay, there we go. So it totally remembered me from last time, but I kind of wanted that moment to pop. Hey, say hello to the empty PlayStation screen. Nothing's playing at this moment. But you can kind of see the integrated portion of what I'm doing right here, where it breaks down, it shows me my portions. This is just my, where is it? Integration, affiliate point. It's just very basic stuff at that portion in time. I have 4 days left of my Pro upgrade. And that's why I really wanted to showcase this in general standpoint. So just giving people more of like, look, so you can kind of see that VidIQ kind of kills it when it comes down to the paid program. Now, one of the things that you can kind of look into, and now this is where we're going to go briefly over. Let's say I wanted to create a thumbnail from either of these, right? One of the joys of me doing stuff in 4K is that you're instantly going to be dumbed down in size for roughly about 720p in this one. So you can kind of select anything from here and you can tune up your freaking, like, say for instance, I want to go like, hey, I would put it in 4K, but it would tank my stream right now, so I'm not going to do that. But that's what I would do. And let's just say, for instance, I was like, hey, I really want that Nintendo with the kickstand in the back. That looks really freaking cool. Right? Go ahead and zoom out. It's going to show me, bam, right there. That's what I want, right? Let's go ahead and I'm going to already know it's going to go to 720p. So at this point in time, since I have it paused, I'm going to boost it because it ain't going to trip it, right? 4K resolution right there. We're gonna go ahead and you can even slow down the frames. For instance, like you're trying to get like something just perfect. You're like, I really want that just right there. You can do that, pretty sweet. Basics, I'm not running down into too much, but this is where I really wanted to showcase what you're getting with the paid programs. So you can add frames, which is kind of cool. You can add a template, but more importantly, it's the images. Like you normally only get one that you can put in. It gives you a point of 20. So now I can kind of like showcase a little bit more stuff inside of there. The text fonts, they give you okay text fonts. Let's be real here. They're just like added on a little bit. What I did was added my own. They allow you to do that. And that's where I got some of the cool ones like Road Rage. I got like the, what was that, Mass Effect. I got like, what is it, Adult Swim font. I just got everything that everyone's super familiar with, you know what I mean? And you can just add that in, which is a huge situation with me. Now, one of the cool things that TubeBuddy does do, and I haven't gotten to VidIQs where they take it away, what's going to be minused from like the portion of it, and I'm assuming just be access to the boost. But when you look at this, what you will lose is in the portion is like whatever you have saved here will remain. Whatever is like, it will kind of like, you won't be able to add until you delete it like right after. Your fonts will obviously get taken away for the ones that I believe that they offer. I think the ones that I inputted will probably stay, because when you go down to the portion of, say for instance, you've made all that and you've gotten your image and you're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go ahead and preview it. Now I'm looking at that versus that. Now my finished product, if you can take a look right here versus this, if I put the same thing right here and here, it might do pretty good. I don't know, but I'm not gonna redesign it. But I've already made my hashtag. The situation. I've already made my thumbnail for this. I'm just gonna let it sit for 90 days, and if it doesn't work, I'll rework it. That's what you want to do. It's a 90-day challenge, basically. You want to give your video roughly about 90 days, give or take, in order to really digest things and really look forward of like what you're going to end up like getting in a situation. So past that point where I'm kind of showcasing what's going down with this, let's go ahead and get down to the past the channel audit. We were going down to this point. Now it's going to tell me my top views for this week, the past 6 months, your VHP, and this is just telling you or what's hot online. This is their way of telling you what's trending. These people are always on there. That's insane. They literally make $17,000 a day off just ad revenue. I don't know if anyone knows that. Roughly about 1 million views is equate to about $1,000 in cash, give or take, once you get down to click-through rates and stuff like that. Yeah, it's insane. It really is insane. The point that I'm getting at is that you can kind of look at that. You can also set trend alerts. So say, for instance, I was like, I really need to be on top of my Days Gone patches and just put anything that's like trending. So the minute that it sees like something's trend, you can set it up there. That's kind of pretty cool. The competitors, again, I don't have any. I had to type in people to kind of compare against. Hilarious. But I wanted to showcase that. I thought that that was a really cool engine that they kind of like showcased. I've gone over hashtags. I've gone over this. I've gone over the basics of right here. Actionable is one of the more important things you want to look at. SEO will change depending on like what the keywords and people are searching and the relevancy. And then what you want to look at is tag count. And then this is not too bad. About 2 or 3 is really what you need. And that will kick ass inside of there. And then titles and all that stuff. Now performance, yeah, it's not the best in the world, but it'll get there. I guarantee that video probably within 90 days will roughly be, it'll be past 1,000 easily, if not growing more stronger than I want it to. So getting at that point, we've covered a lot of bases. I want to go back and point something out. So this is my comment board. Yes, I'd very much like to leave that, please, without changing anything. Here's my comment board, right? And you can see that I'm pretty good about responding to people for the most part and just seeing what's on, even if they're like really just ridiculous and hateful. And yes, Mr. Finley Newman, I know you changed your name. It's still the same person. You can't just be Hazard because you're not Duke. But the point that I'm getting at, even though I am really nice to a lot of people, and you can read my comments if you want that portion in time, is that I'm very adamant about trying to, interface with people and at least spend 2 minutes of time on their channel right after and just seeing what they're doing. And so this is what happens. All these creators that I'm going to click into the spam folder are great people. You know what I mean? And like, but it's telling me something. Every single person on this list, and Wolf is actually one that's he's hugely on this list, but lately I've been noticing like when the spam folder kept deleting stuff and then he would pop on the other point because he was probably spending about 2 minutes. So what I guess the whole craze for like sub for sub and people just trying to make it big, this is where you're going to end up, because I can tell you every single one of these people spent roughly under 2 minutes in my thing, probably dropped a comment at the minimal point, watched a really quick ad, and then just ran with it. No worries, Ness. Thanks, man. You could definitely like watch the tail end of this, but it was nice having you part of it. If you have any questions, drop a comment on the video. I can always follow up with you, man. Good luck with your success on your video. I really hope that comes really well for you. But all these people right here literally probably didn't spend a lot of time. That's why it triggered the spam, because it saw the video. There wasn't a lot of relevancy. And I hate to say it, this person I haven't gotten to yet, but they literally just copied and pasted this video inside here. They boop, boop. That's what they did. That is why, because I was like, there's no way in hell that you watched my video, typed all that. You literally changed a few keywords, like my name, and that's probably what you copied and pasted into it. And the only reason I know that was because when I was networking, like in the beginning of the ad apocalypse of 2018 with a lot of people were like, hey man, you're starting to end up in my spam folder. You seem like a great creator, but like, to let you know what's up. And then once I learned that trick at VidCon, it made all sense to me. So if you don't have 2 minutes of your time to spend like with a creator, you probably shouldn't. Especially if you're someone that you keep going back and forth with, because not only is it hurting your channel to get more views from their channel, you're also hurting their channel a little bit for not being able to get some of the viewers from your communities. And that's what you have to look at it, is like, it's all about the share. You know what I mean? You want to help someone just as much as they want to help you. It's reciprocal. If you can like master that, that's where you're going to start mastering the key points. And again, all these creators are really great, I like to think, but these are all showcased indicators. And now I'm not going to allow those on, like per se on my video, just for the simple reason, because the minute I add that, that's going to go to my analytics. That's why it saves you. When you approve these things, then it takes that stats and says, oh, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and run with that. And YouTube's going to be like, this video isn't as hot as I thought it was going to be. So you want to make sure, like when you come into these points, and if you look at right here where like Wolf is great creator, he commented to me right there. He probably spent a little time watching this in the very beginning and probably got to at least about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, give or take. You want to spend that gone in 60 seconds doesn't work anymore. That's how people like, they have very low foot traffic, is because all they're doing is comment and running. And the YouTube engine is combed to pick you apart nowadays with that. They literally have written it into the AI where it just picks you apart. So it's like, if you want to be a really great creator, don't go for the whole sub for sub. Go for community and community. Be part of someone's community. Join their situation. Now, I'm going to go ahead and leave that open. We'll go to like Wolf's page. I wanted to showcase him, even though I know like I didn't mention that. But look at this general standpoint. Unfortunately, this month, he's actually had a pretty bad month, but he's also gained a little bit. So he's actually lost 7 versus where I've gained about 146, which a big chunk of that did come in from roughly the Comic-Con event, but and also I've been just getting like just residual just because I've been kind of killing it. Between loss and gain, I've just been gaining even with the losses, because not everyone's going to dig your content. They might subscribe and say like, oh hey, I don't like it, the alerts coming at like 3 in the morning, or I might do this. It's okay. As a creator, you don't pay attention to that number. Pay attention to your content and your skills of typing in stuff. You do that, everything else falls into place. Don't worry about what people are saying in that regards. You just keep focused on that and you'll be good. So looking at that portion, let's go ahead and pull up one of his videos. Fortnite seems to be very popular. As we came from the Fortnite directly over there, with looking at technical genius. Now we're gonna look over here. Now, one thing I will compliment is there's a lot more like hashtag integration, but the title's pretty weak in my situation. Fortnite's gonna be really popular. Good keyword, good season, week 2 challenges, but definitely underneath the character count you want. You also want to make sure that you, at that same point in time, look at the integration of maybe putting a relevant date, maybe putting like the OS of what's going on with it. You just want to make your video maybe new keywords. Focus on keywords. When you focus on the keywords right there, it's going to be great. Having people like drop comments like this where they're very well structured inside of their help out in this situation. But again, you want to make sure that you're spending about 2 minutes. So like I'm already here, and I'm gonna drop a comment, like, you know, like, dude, nice video, and I'm gonna make sure that it's like tailored. Like, so if a good portion of what you want to do is, so it's like nice upload, so there we go. I've spent roughly almost about a minute. I've dropped a like, I've dropped a comment. YouTube's gonna be like, hey, I love this. I totally love that this person's spending time on this channel. Just dropped a comment. Now he's here. Know what I mean? I'm getting to the 2-minute mark. Now what I just did was suggested to YouTube's algorithm to push his video. It's that simple. It really is. If you want to help people help you, you help them like this. You spend 2 minutes of your time. Drop a comment to the relevancy of what is going to be pertained inside of that video. Drop a like, or just like if you don't like it. Don't worry. I don't get bothered by that personally myself. Like, I just look at like what traffic, and am I helping people get the answer that they're seeking? That's what you need to look at in the general standpoint in that portion. So looking at the portion of the breakdown, let's go ahead and go look at like what the actual breakdown of the charts are. So cool. He's utilizing a great trick. That great trick right there is utilizing his own name directly inside of there. Look at that. He's his own competition, but he's kind of killing it, being 4th on the rank board right there. So that's where a lot of the foot traffic is coming, right? But you look at all the rest of them, and they're not really ranked. So I would probably put a little bit more portionable point of just clicking these, seeing what's relevant, seeing what's portion, and you can go to the results. You can see what else is like in a portion of me versus the other portion of that. You can see that there's 0 likes, 0 trends within that situation. But let's go ahead and pull another one. Relevancy. PlayStation 4. I actually rank really well with them because I do Sony patch notes. Look at the volume in that. It's insane. Search volume is through the freaking roof. But again, how do we make it better? Simplistics. I already raised it by like a good, like, what, 11% right there? Not too shabby. But also look at the search volume per month. Searches is not horrible, but not great. But the point is there's a way you can kind of boost yourself. And then if you put that in tandem with that, the system's going to start reading it better and suggesting it. That's how I trip the system out a lot of the times and getting better hashtags, is that I'm putting relevancy and top tag points where it's just forced to do my bidding. Great. But the point that I'm getting at, to not get too digressed into the situation, we're going to go ahead and dip out of this at this point in time. And you can kind of see that I spent about 2 minutes, and I've showcased what I wanted to portionably point for as far as spam in this situation. But look at the creator like Linus. Guy's got like 9 million subscribers. Guy's on fire nowadays, pretty much, with his channel. The way that he's integrating stuff inside of there. I don't know what's going on with Linus's channel, though. I don't know why it's not loading. Fine. Close you, Linus. Maybe the reason. Oh snap. Something went wrong with the web. Really? No kidding. I need to add more RAM to you? Anyways, the point that I'm getting at, we'll just do this creator. This creator is amazing, by the way. If no one has gone into Red Gaming Tech, you need to follow this dude. This guy's amazing. Like, I literally, when I get his updates, I am watching his stuff. just because he's very knowledgeable on like PC breaks and informations and the way, look at his channel tags are. That's another thing. Did you know that you had channel tags? And if you didn't, you need to start using them. Analytically right there, you're going to be able to suggest it against your own portion of what's going down. So you can look at a lot of analytical stats, and like, let's say for instance, let's bring up his right here. Another good portion of what's going down. I haven't watched this one yet. I don't think the desktop volume is on right there, but let's see what his relevancy is on tags. He's okay, but he's not savvy. You know what I mean? You'd think like a creator like this has 31.5 million views would have a lot more foot traffic. I personally think he deserves a hell of a lot more subscribers myself, just because the guy seems like a genius. And then he has another person that is on the channel as well that kind of showcased that. But I'm gonna go ahead and go down there. The point that I'm getting at is you can look at right here where the hashtags are and where the relevancy is gonna get inside of there. So it's like, I feel like the more foot traffic that person gets, the better they'll get. But I'm just showcasing an actual physical portion of like someone that is actually pretty popular in that situation. Now you have enough memory. You're just being a lame. So another great creator is No Talent Guy. I thought that was really a great portion. You can see that they're killing it for as far as subscribers, and that's mainly because this guy has an insanely good community. And he's very interfacive. You can see like all likes, like his freaking commentary portion for live streams are always lit. If you look at his comment boards, people are putting an insanely amount of good details and they're loving the videos and they're watching, and it's people with other communities that are up there that are basically sharing directly inside of there, which is pretty cool. So I mean, if you look at the portion of what's going down, and this great creator specializes in horror of video games that are really great, has a great like SEO title, you can kind of see right there. Now I would say that probably hashtags would be a little bit more needed, but look, he's ranking. I already knew he was going to be ranking because the insane amount of foot traffic that this person gets. So you can kind of see that like portions like this, myself, I would add more hashtags, probably maybe put a title inside there, but he's kind of already killing it a little bit by himself by just community growth. But he's missing is the organic growth out that, which hashtags and the integration of a little bit more polished SEO and a great thumbnail will do. Like, because if you look at this thumbnail that I click, this is great, but this is way too dark in contrast. You want something that more pops, and you want something that would be like has only 20%, give or take, of like physical like typing directly on top of there. That in general standpoint will help you. And so you're looking and you're reading across, and like YouTube's reading that. So it's like he has a great, like this is a great one, like right here. You have two people. You have the name of the game dead center. All you're missing is be like a part here and maybe a few other things. And again, I'll get more into like what you're looking at with the mastery of the thumbnails later on down the road. What I'm trying to push out here indirectly is bringing more of awareness of a situation with the competitionable points. Now, with both of the suggested points, as we kind of go into, let's go ahead and go to videos. We're gonna go ahead and dip over real fast and go take a look at a general standpoint of TubeBuddy when it ever wants to load. Whenever you're ready, buddy. Whenever you're ready. All right, so looking at all these, like, and we look at the video breakdowns, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and take my most recent success that I've had over the last few days, which is my trending portion of the new Days Gone. I made my thumbnail, which I can go into this details into that in the mastery video that I'll be making later on. But if you look right here, one of the things I need to repolish up right here is my hashtags. Periodically, you're going to want to do this. Go into your system, hit refresh, allow the biggest keyword to go on top. That's going to pretty much just kill when it comes down to optimization. Look at that. 43, 70, 27, more than half of the performance. Much better. They're showing you right over here down the relevancy. So I guess when it comes down to it, I've showcased a lot of great avenues for creators and a situation for what is utilizing the boost program, where you're basically getting more of a tailored portion of what they're pushing. Because if I'm going to go into detail of like what's going down, let's go ahead and go back to real talk. We can break this down where I can kind of put down the mouse for a split second. So if I was choosing a program, if I'm looking for something that I want to boost myself, get more performance, I don't know a lot about hashtags, and I don't have any resources to kind of like gain a foothold on it, then you're going to want to go with VidIQ. Personally, myself, I would probably suggest them as a paid program just because their boost program is insanely good. If you are a creator looking for more knowledge past what you just found in this video and you want more past that, you're definitely going to want to look directly inside of there for as far as this. Now, I'm going to go right back and we're going to look and try to build a VidIQ thumbnail, because I did the TubeBuddy and now I want to do the VidIQ. But I wanted to break down it and kind of have a little bubble pop inside of the stream right here, inside the real talk. But the main point that I'm kind of getting at in this situation is that you're looking at like the programs. I would suggest, if like you're new and you definitely want a cool foothold, the time to boost works really well, because it's going to teach you, you're looking at your SEO, it's going to suggest for your description, so it's going to teach you, it's going to give you a decent, really great volume of hashtags and give you a great stat readout. So it's like, I feel like you can gain like your KOCAN from that situation and the situation of knowledge. Now, if you're kind of already savvy and already know what an SEO means, and you're like, I don't really need the training wheels on top of there, TubeBuddy is going to be something that's probably more interfaceably, because it's like, for me, when I make my thumbnails, it's through TubeBuddy. It's really fast, simple. It makes me, I roughly spend maybe about 5 minutes of my time, and then another maybe like a minute in editing, and then just setting. A lot of my work for per stream is setting up the networking points where I'm sending alerts to Twitter, I'm sending alerts to here, I'm getting this all keyed, so when I hit live, I'm just and then everything just like waves out in the online. So when you look at things of efficiency like that, you really want to start to like actually push past the point of what program do I invest into. I think if you're more of an intermediate to kind of journey person, or journeyman, journeywoman, whatever you want to be, at that portion in time of like already kind of knowing it, I feel like TubeBuddy might be a better leap if you wanted to invest into it that way. Just because it's like, I feel like a lot of the things that they have with VidIQ is they just show you the whole world and hold your hand and do a great job of it. But if you want the tailored experience and like a 5-star experience, they definitely kill it. And I've met both the creators. I've met like Rob, like the last VidCon, and I met the creator of TubeBuddy, the prior VidCon, because I walked up to him and thanked him for the program, because I was utilizing. He was a little photo shy though, like that's for sure, because I was like live streaming. He's like, but I mean, you gotta respect that. Was being like in IRL, you don't want to invade someone's privacy, but cool enough to kind of talk to the creator and see like what his take was in the general standpoint of what it was. Both programs are beautiful. I like it in that general standpoint, but let's go ahead and go back. We're gonna go ahead and go to my PC cam. Now I have it accidentally closed. Not bad. Doing. What the? Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties on a dumb situation. Okay, so where did you disappear to? Yeah. Give me a second. This is ridiculous. I'm just going to shut down this page because it's being a goober. Yeah, I very much want you to shut down the page because you're being a freaking goober. No, and it did exactly what I didn't want it to do. Yay. Yay me. Okay, so what I need to do is pop this over here. Thanks, goober. Then go over here, close that. Then I have to reopen something and then go over here, put that one back here. It's such a complicated thing I have to do half the time for all my streams. I'm really good at like debunking stuff really fast. It's just kind of one of my knacks. But here we are, we're back on here. Let's go ahead and go back. We have to go back like some lost episode. Pain in the ass, but here we are. Here we go. I'm gonna return to my studio. It's gonna plop me over there. And I'm gonna go right back here. I'm gonna jump back into my creator studio, which is classic. It's gonna ask me why. Oh, it doesn't ask me anymore. Yay! Rumby! Awesome! Oh, cool. Someone disliked it too. It's cool. You don't have to like everything, right? That was just recent too. Point being is, let's go ahead and pick ourselves a nice little video. Bring my keyboard stand right here now that I've fixed the issue. I understand why the page, but it was crashing because a whole bunch of memory situations. So it could just be like tripping out because I'm streaming in 4K and it's just like, I'm not tired, and you are treating me like a old baguette. Yes, baguettes are delicious, by the way. Not when they're old. They're disgusting. Unless you're into penicillin. I guess that's your jam. We're not debating common medicine. What we're debating here is analytics. So let's say, for instance, I want to change this thumbnail. I'm not going to, because I really like this thumbnail, and in fact, this actual thumbnail has gotten me a lot of residual click through because it has the perfect setup, in my opinion. It literally has the perfect setup for me nowadays. So let's go ahead and give VidIQ a chance. So now, one of the things that I like about VidIQ personally over what's going to happen when you come down to, so let's go ahead and pause. Go ahead and close this. I hate how YouTube does that when you're editing shit. It's really annoying. But go ahead and go here. We're gonna go to my top out. So that's why it's 4K. It looks pixel perfect for me. Always want to get your top portion. That way it looks the best. Now this is not ideal. I would much rather my face looking forward at it. But again, those are other secrets that I can tell and go into details with it. So let's see. I have picked it. Next. Now we're gonna go into the editing. It is not like the other situation. Add text, shape overlays to your thumbnail. That's cool. Add text. Super basic is what I'm getting at. I feel like I tried making a thumbnail once with them and I was like, no, I'm going right back to TubeBuddy. But one of the things that I noticed though, once you do it with their editor, is pretty much is the quality of their downsizing is actually pretty good. Instead of utilizing where TubeBuddy says, hey, you want that whole picture, so I'm going to downsize that to 720p for you because the common format for a thumbnail is 720p. That is what you need to load up under, I think, about 2.5 or 3 megabytes processing point of like what you're getting inside of there. So it's like you want to look at the contrast, and like just to give you guys and gals like a really quick look at that, you're going to want to look at my contrast in that situation. So now that we have contrast, look at how my thumbnails now stand out a lot more. And this is like all my thumbnails up until when I went to VidCon, and you'll see the difference. And that is where another situation will point of how easy these are able to be picked apart. You're making everything in 720p. So you want to make it a little bit pop. So you see everything's really great. And then you'll notice the contrast change right around here. Very great. Got the title situations, but you got to find your heroes of the story. Everyone loves a hero in a situation. And yeah, they're decent titles at that point in time, but they're not really the great setup for as far as what I need to have for as far as engaging people in a CTR. So let me put it this way. When I was in a great panel for TubeBuddy, not, but VidIQ, yes, and they were talking about their thumbnail mastery in about 30 minutes, they had hired one person, and their secrets of what they utilized inside of that thumbnail mastery point improved their CTR rate of a 1.5 to, I think it was literally like a 7.5. So they literally caused them to go from 150,000 views a day to 1.5 million. And that was just from them changing and integrating tips from a thumbnail. So think about that. Next time you're thinking that a thumbnail isn't that valuable, it actually is. And it's only valuable now because of the AI algorithm that's integrated inside of like the portion of what's going down when you come into gameplay of YouTube. Their algorithm is insane nowadays, and I've learned so much more nowadays on what I've been able to push forward and be able to bring to creator points. So it's like, yeah, you can see my tags are still ranking. I still got a decent amount, and some of them are pretty decent. It's telling me that maybe, hey, I should probably change my title a little bit. But again, like I have my own methods at point, and I can always come back to these videos later on and re-edit them, maybe make a really cool thumbnail at that point in time. Who knows? You got to make something that captures people's interest, but at the same time, you also want to make something at that portion where you're boosting both of those. So if you're going for a thumbnail, I'd say the winner is going to be VidIQ not. Maybe I need to learn more tricks to it, but I feel like the more advanced program here is TubeBuddy. So that's why I'm trying to say, like, you want to utilize both when you're creating and you're utilizing tricks and kind of want to do it really fast. Those are going to be the ones that you really want to chop down onto. But other than that, that's pretty much where it wraps up the whole summary. We've covered the SEOs, we've covered the hashtags, we've covered thumbnails, and that's what you want to do. So keywords, hashtags, the integrationable points of both of these, selecting, seeing what's trending, being able to kind of go into those points. And again, like, you know, you really want to make sure that you're at that point in time taking the knowledge of like what's trending. That's like the best advice I can give creators. If you can take that knowledge of what's trending, you yourself as a creator will start to boost a lot more into like what's going down. And I hate to say it, but I see a lot of creators that are even really up there, like that made it really big during the small cusp of YouTube, but like don't know how to replicate that. And that was one of the things when I was talking to a lot of the people in the industry, they were actually complimenting me, going like, you know, hey, like, you know, you actually do have an insanely amount of great foot traffic because of the way that you physically just are able to just understand every aspect of it. So did anyone notice that since I started this stream, I gained a subscriber on here, but more importantly on the other portion of the old one, it said that I was at like, I think 18, so it's off by like 6 subscribers. That's pretty cool. So the newer systems there, and I know they are having an issue with the analytics of the 48 hours, the real-time stats. But that's something YouTube's trying to fix. It's unfortunate, but it's just really the truth of the matter. It's just like, it's not perfect. I watched a huge performance spike down in my point, and I was like, I know this isn't happening because my other videos are performing just as well. And then out of nowhere, they released that, and I was like, yep, that makes sense. But yeah, everyone, this is everything down in a little bit of a wrap up of what you can basically get down to. If you have any questions, you can definitely drop a comment down below. I can get to it as soon as I possibly can. Or as far as trying to shed a little bit more knowledge on things that maybe I didn't make clear, or just questions that will arise later on down the portion of you just wondering. But if you have spent literally the hour and like, I want to say half with me at this point in time, kind of looking over stuff, cheers, I do very much appreciate it. And if you subscribe today, I might grow wings. Like Red Bull, it gives you wings. That means I just need to buy a Red Bull after someone subscribes or something. But all subscription humor aside, I did want to thank you for your time. It is one of the most valuable things that we have in this world, and you spent it here on my channel, so I do appreciate that. And guys and gals, thanks so much for your time, your attention, and I hope in the ultimate end this helps your channels grow. That is literally why I'm making this video, is a knowledge share point to give back to others that believe in me, that I believe in you. So I really hope that this, in a general standpoint, helps you out in order to progress your channel to where you want, because we're all following our aspirations, we're all following our dreams. But maybe this piece of the puzzle got you a little bit farther, or maybe something that you comment gets me a little bit farther. One of the most successful videos that I have right now that is kind of trendable point is the Red Dead Redemption video, which I get roughly about, I think it's like 300 views, give or take, within like a given day or something like that. But that was come from one person giving me a comment like, hey, did you try this? And I was like, no. And I retried something and I was like, holy crap, that was the fix. So you see my point. You never know where, if that person had a comment, I would have never got my inspiration. I never would have made that video, and I would have been about like 12,000 views short in the last month and a half. So think about that. Little moments like that that you need to look into. We're all following our dreams, and we're all trying to help each other reach that. Just look at it as a big puzzle. We're all filling in those pieces of the puzzle. Maybe I'm holding that one missing piece that I can give to you as a creator. And if I've accomplished that, that makes me as a creator feel accomplished, because that's all I'm really trying to do, is be a nerd, make an industry off of it, become my own enterprise and my own brand, but along the way help people that want to do the same thing. No one wants to be anyone else's asset. That's a dirty word, in my opinion. To be told that you're something that's for someone to generate money, it's I'd much rather generate the money and generate the assets. And that's what social creation has given me, is a chance to look into these things and slowly build the bricks of what tomorrow is coming for me, and just really digest that and be able to share that. So that is me. I'm not going to ramble on anymore. You've already spent way too much time in my personal opinion. I do appreciate that. But guys and gals, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and watch the new episode of Dragon Ball. Yeah, new Dragon Ball Super's on right now. And then I'm going to set up for a live stream and go from there. So everyone, like, share, and subscribe. If you had success from this video, drop a comment. If you need more information, drop a comment. Or if you just want to drop a comment, drop a comment. All right, everyone. Stay classy. I'll see you around.